Hey, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, no matter what time it is. I hope that you, my friends, are having an amazing day. Today we're going to be talking about probably the least sexy thing in real estate that I could possibly think of. It is creating custom audience inside of Facebook. And so the reason why this is going to be a shorter video is that there's really not that much to it, so I don't want you guys to overcomplicate it. But seriously, in the world of advertising, there's something called a relevancy score, and I need you guys to understand this. A relevancy score is taking your ad and running it against an audience. An audience is exactly that, just people that are on Facebook or Instagram. But when you tailor or make what's called a custom audience or special ad audience, in this case we're going to do a custom audience, you're speaking to a very, very select group of individuals. So for example, let's use like the car industry as a really good analog for this. So if I was Dodge, and I'm, advertising for the new Hellcat, I'm probably going to want to, advertise that Hellcat to people that are interested in Dodge products. Maybe not Ford fans, or maybe you do want to hit Ford fans because maybe you want an advertisement that speaks of why the new Hellcat is better than a new Mustang or something like that, and you want to have a comparison or something like that. So your audience is so important. If you think about it from Facebook's point of view, or YouTube, or Google, or Instagram, or whoever the advertiser is, think about it from their point of view. If you were running an ad for solar systems that only work for homeowners, why would you advertise that to renters? There's definitely a disconnect there, right? And so the same thing applies in real estate. So if you're advertising to get listings in real estate, why would you advertise to people that are currently renting? They have nothing to sell. And so that relevancy score is very, very important. The relevancy score tells Facebook or Instagram or Google or YouTube or whoever the advertising platform is, it could be LinkedIn, whatever the social media platform, TikTok, I don't know, it tells them that your ad is for a very, very specific audience and is very relevant to what they may be looking for. And so they'll give you cheaper clicks. Your cost of lead, or cost per acquisition we call it, your CPA, your cost per acquisition is much, much less than it would be if your audience is not correct, right? And so, they want ads that are relevant. They don't want people just scrolling through and clicking off of stuff, and saying that ad doesn't work for me because it gives them a bad experience on the platform. But, if you're out shopping for diamond rings and you're starting to see diamond ring things that are very relevant, there's a reason for that. And so, the YouTube algorithm and the Facebook and Instagram algorithms understand this stuff. And so getting in front of the right audience is so important. Fortunately for us, if you go back and look at the other video that I just made, I'll leave a link for it right here and also in the description. I show you how to pull seller data, very good quality seller data. And what we're trying to do is called a customer match. And so what we're going to do is pull customer data from a geographic area. It could be a zip code, it could be a subdivision, it could be a condo community, whatever it is that you're trying to target, and getting that customer data into a CSV file, uploading that CSV file into Facebook. Facebook is going to try to match those sellers, potential sellers, with people that have accounts on Facebook and Instagram, and then you can show your ad to them. So for example, like if we looked at Agritopia, I did that example in the last video. Like and subscribe, dang it, if you haven't done this already too, but that would mean a lot to me. If you go back to that last video that I made, I talk about how to actually pull that data from Agritopia, and I'm gonna serve them with an ad that says, hey, do you live in Agritopia? By the way, my name's Carl, I'm an awesome agent, I should sell your house, right? And so that's a very, very relevant ad. Yes, it's a very narrow audience. There was only, I think, 400 people that live in Agritopia. And so your audience might be small, but the ad relevancy is very, very, very high. And so that's why we're gonna get cheap clicks. That's how you're gonna take over a geographic area. That's why it's so important to niche down. I talk about that a lot in my videos and in my in-person trainings. Find a niche, a geographic niche specifically. And so, let's get into it. Put on your nerd glasses just a little bit. Let's get into Facebook over here. I'm going to show you exactly how I create a custom audience. So if you're going to log into the Facebook advertising platform, you're probably going to end up on this screen here. What I need you to do is click on Audiences. And this is fairly easy, guys. So you're going to take that CSV file that I showed you how to do in the last step, that last video, and you're going to have to do a couple different things. Let me show you the CSV file in the format that they want first, and I think that's going to help you out quite a bit. Okay, so if we look at this here, what you're going to see is that you've got up to 3 email addresses, which I think is the case with pulling that data from getivdata.com as well. 3 phone numbers. FN stands for first name, LN stands for last name, zip is obvious, CT is city, state, and then country. You need to have your format set up like this. You need to have your column headers set up like this. Otherwise, Facebook doesn't know what you're talking about, and I'm going to show you how this is relevant here in just a second. So if we go back to the Facebook advertising platform, here is where we're going to create a custom audience. So you want to click this little blue button, create audience. You don't want a special ad audience, even though we're operating as a special ad. You want this custom audience right here. Your source is going to be that customer list that you pull down. Click on next. How to prepare your customer list. Guys, it gives you a template. If you need to see that template, that's literally what I just showed you 2 seconds ago. This is just the demo data. Basically, the information that you're going to want is at least email, phone number. Don't worry about mobile advertiser IDs or app IDs or user page IDs. Or you really just need first name, last name, phone, email, city, state, country, and zip would help too. Click on next. Does your list include a customer value column? No. Click on next. Here's where you're actually going to upload it. I'm going to upload, here's my Facebook example. I'm going to upload that thing. You can add a description here. I'm going to say something like Agritopia sellers. And then you can add a further description if you really want to get micro on it. You can do that. But you can just click next and here you go. Here's the columns. Make sure they match up. So first name, yes, those look like first names. Yes, those look like last names. That definitely looks like a phone number. Those look like emails. I think we're good to go. Import and create that thing, upload in progress, and literally that is that easy. But your audience is so important. So I want you to think that creating that custom audience is really only a couple steps. Go to getivydata.com, pull down your customer list, reformat that list either in Google Sheets if you're on Mac, it doesn't work in Pages or Numbers, or on Microsoft Excel if you're in PC. Format it with those column headers. Make sure everything looks right. Make sure that the phone numbers have a +1 dash zip or area code and then phone number, and then upload that stuff into Facebook. It is that easy. And now in the next video, because you've already liked and subscribed, I will show you exactly how I run ads in a very small targeted geographic area for maximum impact at minimum spend, is what your goal here is for that. So thank you guys for tuning in. I told you it was a quick one today. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. That would mean a lot to me, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks, take care.